Hi everyone and what's up guys. In this video we'll take a look at arrays in our C# language. So for that we are going to our script and I will talk now a bit about what's array, how can we use array implement in our further game development. So we use arrays just to make a lot of variables, making them much easier and faster. So arrays contain multiple variables that all of them has the same data type, the same name, and all of them are indexed. So for example, if we need 20 variables in some of our games and we want to create them, instead of creating one by one, which is terrifying, using arrays, as we said, we can do this much more faster and easier, writing only one line of code. And I will now create example of an array. So I will create integer array. So int square brackets, and this square brackets actually just a mark that we are creating array. Give the name of our array, which is going to be numbers, is equal to new integer square brackets, and type here how much elements we want to our array has. So I will type, for example, 10. And of course semicolon on the end. And in order to test this array we must use a for loop. So for int I is equal to 0. As long as I is less than numbers, so numbers dot length, and don't worry, I will explain what does this mean, I++. And what we are doing here. So I will begin from the end. We create integer array which has the name numbers and which has the 10 elements on it. And here we create a for loop which has the I variable which has the value of 0, and there we just checking as long as this I variables is less than our numbers, which is our array right here, dot length. And this length actually is his elements. So if we, for example, type here 16 and type here length, this length will return 16. And if we type 10 as in previous, this length will of course return 10 elements. So this numbers dot lengths are actually just a return how much element we has in our array. And I++ we explained in our video about for loop. So if we now print this in console, so debug.log, and pass in our debug.log, for example, numbers, open the square brackets, we explain what is the square brackets, and in square brackets passing the I. Semicolon on the end, save this, go back to Unity and run the game. We see now that our console prints 10 values. So we see here that our console prints actually the 10 values. Why? Well, because we're going back, we here creating an integer array which has the name numbers and which has 10 elements. So we see that our console actually prints these 10 elements using a for loop actually. And now I will once again explain what we did here. So we used a for loop to test integer array which we are created here, and we made an I variable in which we check as long as this I variable is smaller than our array, so that's our numbers of elements, we will just increase this variable one by one in I++, but only as long as this I variable is less than our elements right here, which is numbers dot length. And I think I explained what we did here, and I also mentioned a few more important things, which are that the arrays are of limited size, so they cannot have more elements than we determine. So that if we determine that there are 10 elements, they will not be able to have no more and no less than 10. So if we, for example, pass here 16 elements, our array won't have more than 16 or less than 16. And also one more thing, and that is that we can make many types of arrays in programming instead of integers. So we can make array of strings, of floats, or even a game objects. So that's also cool. So that's that for this video, guys. If you do not understand something in this video, ask your question in comments and I will try to answer as much as I can. So thank you again, guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next video.